black beard shot through with silver, he slapped his broad chest and let one rip. You tickle my innards, girl. Someone's coming. Her head cocked, forehead furrowed, Dinah leaned forward in her chair. Her thick-lensed black glasses magnified her blue eyes. Failing eyesight had amplified her hearing. Sounds like a van or an SUV coming up the drive. Somebody has gut timing, Frau. Job squeezed his wife's shoulder as he walked past her. They managed to arrive just in time for lunch. I'll meet them at the front door. If they wanted lunch, Cassie was in trouble. 6 thin pork chops wouldn't go far, especially with Job's insatiable appetite. The man didn't have an ounce of fat on his 67-year-old frame, even though he inhaled all the food Cassie put in front of him. I wonder who it could be. Dinah took care of her finger poke, used the test strip, and handed it to Cassie to read. How am I doing? Time for the shot and then some food. Yes or no, you need to eat. Cassie administered the shot with an ease that her 16-year-old younger self would not have thought possible. There you go. I have some sugar-free banana pudding with vanilla wafers and banana slices for dessert. That drew a delighted whoop from Dinah, who barely seemed to register the injection anymore. The dessert was a favorite. Her sweet tooth seemed to grow in direct proportion to her disease. She preferred chocolate-frosted brownies or apple pie with ice cream, but even those made with sugar substitutes had to be saved for special occasions. Her thin body was just what the doctor had ordered. Frau, come out here. Job no longer sounded jovial. Now. She just had her shot, Cassie called back. She shook her finger at Dinah. I'll go. Start with a roll. They're in the basket on the table, along with the butter. She turned off the stove and moved the skillet to a back burner. Dinah, you need to get out here. Something akin to bewilderment mixed with panic reverberated in Job's deep voice. He didn't rattle easily, or at all. Cassie raced down the hallway to the living room. Job stood in the foyer. He'd taken off his black wool hat. He kept running his big hand through curls more silver than black, so they stood up all over his head. Lined up in front of the fireplace stood 5 English children in stair-step fashion. The oldest one, a boy, held the youngest one, a girl whose red cheeks and wet face told the story of recent tears. A gray-haired lady in a green pantsuit, a worn leather satchel in one hand, joined them. In the doorway loomed one more visitor, a tall, muscle-laden man with charcoal black hair and blue eyes who methodically wiped his muddy work boots on the rug. He wore faded jeans with holy knees, an untucked red plaid flannel shirt, a fleece-lined jean jacket 2 sizes too big, and a Kansas City Royals baseball cap. Everything about his stance said he'd rather be sitting on a doctor's exam table than standing in the Keims' living room. I only have 6 pork chops. The words came out of Cassie's mouth of their own accord. Embarrassment flooded her. I mean, I can heat up the leftover roast from last night's supper. They're not here for lunch. Job settled his wide-brimmed hat back on his head. His cheeks were damp and his face ashen. They're... Perry? Sir? One wrinkled hand outstretched, Dinah tottered past Cassie, heading for the man standing on the welcome mat. Is that you, sir? Where have you been? I've missed you so much. Where's Georgia? Is she with you? I'm not Perry. He's my uncle. I'm Mason Keim. The man's big hand sought the doorknob. He took 2 steps back. I'm Georgia's son. Georgia? Our doctor, sir? God has answered our prayers. Dinah's face brightened as if a lamp's oil had been replenished and light restored. Where is she? Where's my doctor? Mason Keim's jaw worked. His gaze went to the children who stood oddly silent, too still for kids. The girl with a tangled dark brown ponytail that reached her waist grabbed the smaller boy's hand. Finally, Mason spoke. She died. Confusion clouded Dinah's face, extinguishing the light. Died? The smallest girl buried her head in the boy's shoulder and sobbed.